Hades 2 flips the formula established by the first game and sees Melinoe travelling down to the underworld rather than travelling up through it. However, right by the doorway out of the Crossroads is another path, one that leads up. Travelling to the surface is an important part of the story in Hades 2, but unlocking this alternate pathway is a process shrouded in obscurity, so we're here to show you how to reach and then survive the surface in Hades 2. The opening hours of the game see you steadily unlocking various mechanics and meeting new characters, and you won't be able to unlock the surface until a number of these smaller events have taken place. Play the game as you normally would until you meet Hermes for the first time.
Hey Em, I'm back.
Then, talk to Odysseus after each run until he mentions the surface.
We've been able to verify some of the details that Master Hermes suggested to you about what's brewing on the surface.
After this, you need to approach the Hecate boss fight in Erebus enough times that she and Melinoe discuss dispelling the wards on the door to the surface. This unlocks the Permeation of Witching Wards incantation for you to invoke at the cauldron back at the Crossroads. This incantation costs 3 Molly, 1 Cinder, and 1 Shadow. Molly is the golden herb that you find all throughout Erebus. Cinders are the rewards that you receive for defeating Hecate in Erebus, and Shadow Vials can be created with alchemy thanks to this brand new tab at the cauldron. To create 1 Shadow, you need to combine 30 Ash, 30 Psyche, and 3 Fate Fabric, which are all items that can be traded for with bones at the Wretched Broker. There are other ways to find these ingredients as you unlock more items and meet more people, but this is the easiest way to find these materials early on. Alchemy crafting requires you to clear rooms during a run once you put all the materials together, and the Shadow recipe requires you to clear 12 rooms before coming back to claim your ingredient.
Bubble away.
Then you can pair your Shadow with the Molly and Cinder, and just like that, the door to the surface will be unlocked.
The wards for my protection I dispel, for I am ready now for heaven as for hell.
Now you can breathe that fresh open air of the surface, isn't it lovely?
What?
Oh, wait, that was not in the tourist guide. Turns out Melinoe has been bound by fate to stay below the surface, and you constantly take unavoidable and increasingly deadly damage as long as you stay above ground. You'll need to find another incantation in order to protect yourself from these deadly effects, and that's where Moros enters the picture. Moros is a character who you'll meet when you invoke certain incantations at the cauldron, and he's the one who can reveal to us a way to survive on the surface. The first of his incantations is called Fated Intervention. It unlocks pretty early and requires you to use 2 Ash, 2 Molly, and 1 Silver to activate. Silver can be found regularly in Erebus once you craft the Crescent Pick. The incantation seems to do nothing at first, but when your next run ends, Moros will introduce himself and unlock the Fated List for you to use back at the Crossroads. You won't see him again though unless you use a second incantation called Doomed Beckoning. You'll learn this incantation after reading the Harbinger of Doom prophecy in the Fated List, and you can activate it by combining 1 Nightshade and 3 Fate Fabric. You can grow Nightshade in the soil plots at the Crossroads after activating the Flourishing Soil incantation.
Such sorcery.
When you activate the Doomed Beckoning incantation, it will seem like nothing has happened again, and just like last time, Moros will only present himself at the end of your next run. Melinoe will then invite him to visit the Crossroads, and he will become one of your regular companions of the Crossroads for you to visit between runs. Now that you can talk to him regularly, when you next try to travel to the surface and end up dying to your chthonic fate, Moros will interject at the end of the run again, except this time he will tell you of an incantation to protect you while you're above ground, called Unraveling a Fateful Bond. This is the final piece of the puzzle, although this incantation does require some unique ingredients. You'll need 2 Nightshade, 2 Moss, 2 Lotus, and 2 Thalamus. We already covered how to gather Nightshade. Moss is a material unique to the surface, and you can gather some in the very first room as soon as you start a surface run. Lotus is gathered similarly to Molly in Erebus, except it can only be found in Oceanus. Thalamus is the most unique item here, and can only be gathered in the realm of Chaos. These Chaos gateways should unlock for you during this whole process, Just look for the red-eye grates on the ground that light up in purple flame after combat. Once you've unlocked the Fateful Bond incantation, Chaos will give you some Origin Seeds one of the next times that you see them. Planting these seeds and harvesting them will give you the Thalamus items you need in order to pull off this incantation.
My blood is bound by fate, yet blood runs free. Release me from this realm. Become my key.
Now you're free to roam the surface for as long as you like, where you'll fight unique enemies in brand new areas and even potentially find new bosses to face too. For more help with Hades 2, check out our growing wiki for tips on how to deal with certain bosses, get through new areas, and much, much more. And for all other things gaming, stick with IGN.